Are you ready to get completely lost in an absolutely massive, vast, multi-world environment that spans over 1,000 planets and star systems? Well, welcome to Bethesda's most ambitious game so far, Starfield. And as detailed as you can think of is how detailed this game will be. And if you enjoyed any of their past games such as Fallout and Skyrim, then you're going to love this action, role-playing, combat, space-themed shooter dubbed as a game for wanderers. And first up is what we know so far, and that is the game is scheduled to be released in the first half of 2023. It's Bethesda's largest project to date, so-called Skyrim in space with a NASA punk-styled theme. Starfield will be set in an area called the Settled Systems. The two largest factions in the game, the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective, are engaged in a conflict called the Colony War. The game takes place 20 years after the war, and you will take the role of a customizable character who is a member of a faction called the Constellation, an organization of space explorers. All the current known factions and their detailed info will be posted at the end of the video, so stick around. Now let's get into it. The game can be played in either first or third person perspective. Characters will have full customization down the looks, background, and traits. If you end up unhappy about your character, you will be able to change your looks later on in the game. Next is backgrounds, allowing you 3 starting skills. These will consist of the typical benefits and bonuses to your character, such as extra health, extra weight, extra damage, better healing, and so many more. And then there's the trait system, an entirely optional system as it allows a selection of 3 traits that will determine the pros and cons that influence the direction of your character. For example, if you select Neon Street Rat, you will gain the bonus of having access to special dialogue and rewards, but your crime bounty by other factions will be greatly increased. Or another example is Kid Stuff, where your parents are still alive and well, and you will be able to visit their home, yet you lose 10% of your income and it will be sent to them. The developers have mentioned a quest that will remove negative traits so you don't have to start over if you don't like your character's setup. Next up is the skill system, which will be broken down into physical, social, combat, science, and tech. These will allow you to unlock many new skills as you level up, with each skill also needing you to complete challenges in order to rank up. This looks like the bread and butter of the game that is intertwined with everything. And now on to base building, where you will be allowed to build on any planet you wish as long as the environment suits your needs. This looks very elaborate and like it will be fun to explore in much detail. The building system has a very similar menu style to past Fallout games, but I'm assuming it's a vastly improved version. You will be able to hire NPCs and companions to work for you, such as Vasco the robot, to help with mining and resource gathering, weightlifting, repairing, combat, and so on. Now there will be a deep crafting system with a research laboratory, pharmacology, food and drink, outpost development, equipment, weaponry, weapon mods, and possibly more. Now along with base building is ship building. Yes, there will be a completely customizable ship building system of looks and layout from inside and out. You will choose your crew members to different ship manufacturers, to upgrading your lasers, your missiles, your jump range, your mobility, speed, shields, and so much more. Basically, if you got the money and the required skills to customize it, you can do it. And not only that, there will be ship combat. You will be able to fly and battle with your ship, along with docking and boarding, stealing ships and smuggling cargo, using your gravity drive and dealing with fuel. But don't worry, you won't get stuck on some random planet and no longer be able to play, as they have put in preventions in place of running out of fuel. This leads me to explain on how big the environment is, with over 1,000 explorable planets and plenty of highly detailed planets and remote planets for you to dive into, alongside an interactive space menu for letting you know all the complex details. And within this vast solar system, there will be 4 large main core cities, with 3 confirmed: New Atlantis, Aquila, and Neon, and 1 unknown. I'm sure there will also be thousands of sub-cities, secret shops, and hidden areas, as questing and siding with factions seems like a pretty big detail. They have added a persuasion system and a series of choices that has extreme depth to it, with dialogue being over 250,000 lines in comparison to Skyrim that was only 60,000. Now that's pretty impressive. And now lastly, we go into combat. Although it does seem a bit clunky, similar to the Fallout Skyrim style mechanics, it does look a bit better. It is an RPG, so no complaints here. The game looks like it has your typical broad spectrum of space guns, ammo, throwables, looting, alongside lockpicking, hacking, robotics, turrets, cybernetics, and so on, with some new features like low gravity battles and jetpack combat. And from the looks of it, you'll be battling a ton of different creatures and aliens and monsters and other wildly exotic life forms that they have come up with to immerse you in this multi-world experience. Well, that just about wraps it up. I hope I covered everything. Thanks for watching. Don't get too far lost in space, and if you are found, please subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.